So the number one request that I get from people is people always ask to see how I do my conversions. And that's a fair request, and that's why it's saved for the Plastic General Workshop, which that's what this episode is right now. And so this brand new set has just arrived, and I'm going to prep the figures right in front of you, and I've come up with 5 fantastic conversions that you can make at home. And if you cut your fingers off, that's not my fault. Let's make our way all the way to the latest set that just arrived. Now, this isn't properly labeled or painted yet, so let's get these out and look who's inside. Mars, U.S. Infantry, and Greatcoats. Oh. Then I always think of my figures as platoons. So based on the figure, whenever I have a firing pose, I want 3 of this guy, this left-handed shooter with a Browning. I want 3 of him. I'm keeping 3 of him. The sharpshooting guy, I'm going to keep 3 of him. And the guy firing the Thompson, I'm going to keep 3 of him. The grenade thrower, I'm going to keep 2 of him. And the guy advancing cautiously, I'm going to keep 2 of him. And then the guy kneeling, firing the grenade, I'm going to keep 1 of him. The bum-sitting sniper, I'm going to keep 1 of him. And the radio man, I'll just keep 1 of him. That's a perfect platoon, and it comes out to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 16 figures. So that means all of the rest I can make into conversions. So since I have a large abundance of these kneeling guys firing the grenade launcher from the rifle, I only need 1. Because in a group of 16 men, there would only be 1 guy doing that. These guys are going to be the basis of all my conversions. I'm going to have some proper kneeling firing figures or kneeling fighting figures of all different types. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, the first cross-pollination is going to be, I'm going to take this sniper figure and I'm going to put him on this guy's kneeling legs. So I'll have a kneeling sharpshooter. Then the next one, I'm going to splice the grenade guy so he'll be kneeling, throwing a grenade. Then I'll have a guy kneeling, firing a Thompson. Then I will have a guy sort of kneeling, sort of in waiting with his rifle from mid-waist or firing his rifle off the knee, depending how carefully I can cut him. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, some of these figures, their bases are kind of roundy and kind of crummy at the bottom. So if you don't have one of these machines, they're cheap. They're like 150, 200 bucks. But you can use also a file. So let's do this now. This guy's really bad. Okay, so these are all the basic tools you're going to need. You're going to need an X-Acto blade like this, okay, for scoring, which is really important. I'll show you that. One of these sort of like rubber mats so that you don't cut into your table. And and your glasses. And then the most important one, I used to use saws and stuff, bullshit, man. This is the best tool for cutting those figures beautifully. I cut those figures like a samurai. Yay! Yeah! And then, of course, the glue. Don't buy this one, the Maxi Cure semi, thick. No, you buy this, well, I took the stupid wrapper off for some dumb reason. The Maxi Cure thick super glue. This is the stuff that glues the plastic for the Mars figures really, 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 really well. Okay, so unfortunately, this guy is going to be a little bit of a challenge as a base for all of these kneeling figures because look, there's a rifle attached to his leg and an arm, so I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to whittle those things away and free him of this evil. But it'll be done, and first thing I gotta do is cut him in half. So watch this. Okay, here we go. I think it's gonna be best to cut this guy at the belt line. You know what? Listen, there's lots of ways around the silliness, the dangers here. So I just have to take a chance. I'm afraid, but it's got to be done. So he must be released from his upper body. Oh boy, here we go. So I hope you can see this. You just wiggle back and forth. Look at that. It cuts through like a samurai sword. Hiya! Oh my God, look how beautiful that was. So don't saw. Sawing leaves these little burrs and shit. You don't need that. Get off. Okay, look at that. You know, I'm not goofing off and being silly for this episode for the very simple reason. It's because my toy soldiers are on the line here. It's like I'm performing a delicate operation on my children. So no, I don't horse around in the operating table. So that's what's going on. So I'm very serious. This is going to be the next cut I make on this guy here. I don't want to mess him up. Okay, and I've decided how I'm making my cut. Okay, here we are. Now that looks a little weird. That looks weird right now, so obviously there needs to be some adjusting. Okay, we're kind of off to a crummy start. It just so happens that even though I've made the cuts real as good as they can be, the body and the thing don't match up that nicely. But I know a few tricks how to recover this. So I'm going to show you how to recover this so it doesn't look as strangely awkward. Because the bottom is just so big and bulky, and it just so happens this sculpt, he's not as big in the waist torso. So one of the tricks to do is once you fuse it together, then you take some like pouches and bags and glue them around the belt waist so that it all makes sense. Because I did have to cut away a few anyway, as you can see right here. So we'll add those on a little bit later. Let's get on to the next cut. Okay, the sniper is kind of a success. I'm going to adjust him a little bit. And I'm going to turn him a little bit. So, but I'm going to have to bring his torso down a tiny bit. It's really tricky when you're dealing with greatcoats because it really doesn't tell you where the body is. But you just have an overall feeling, right? So you just go with that. And when you look at it, you kind of know and you feel it through. I'm going to show you guys one more time. This guy's the key when you have lots of these guys to making all these conversions. So very carefully choose the flattest point for his midsection cut and just right down his body. There we go. Nice flat cut. Look at that. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the two parts and I'm going to take my X-Acto blade and I'm going to score the surfaces, like scratch them like this. Cuts, lots of little cuts. Right? Cut them up. Score them up. Scratch them up. So then the surface kind of looks like that. See that? So score the other side. So then like that. So what you end up having is two sides like this. Now we're going to glue them. Okay, so I apply tons of this glue, this thick super glue, and come on there, oh boy. Just put him on there. You look at him all the way around to make sure he's in the right position. And leave it alone. I say leave it alone for about a day. Half a day. Don't touch him for half a day. So there he is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go raid some of the spare pouches and stuff like that and put them around the perimeter where the cut line is. And so that'll help hide that also after it's painted. Okay, so here's one of the greatest secrets for conversions, guys. Everyone knows there's something out there called Airfix Multi-Pose. And so what I do is I have a little shelf, and in my shelf I divide things up. Like this is one of the shelves that you get at the dollar store, but inside of it I put all kinds of pouches and bags and ammunition pouches and knapsacks and things like that. So this is going to be my secret on how to make those figures work. I'm just going to go through and find some pouches that I think the Americans would be wearing. What would they wear? Oh, there we are. Some regular, like things for their belt pouches, ammunition belt pouches. What else? What else? What other goodies? Oh, there's some. Oh no, that's not an American pouch. Oh, there's some more belt pouches. So we're definitely going to use those. Different castings of plastic. What's there? Maybe an American. Yes, an American canteen. So those are going to be the 4 poses that we're going to work with. Wow, 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 wow. They all kind of worked out. And the cool thing, too, is that these Winter Americans, it would have been a good defensive set. So by having more kneeling guys, it creates more defensive poses because the Germans are coming through the Ardennes. Okay, so let's start with this first figure. I have a nice little array of junk to sort of to hide his midsection. And so let's say nobody likes that. So I'm going to just get a little glue on there. Very dangerous super glue. Not super dangerous, but dangerous enough. Straighten these things out a little bit. Make sure that's the bottom. There's the pouch. Wait a minute. Yes, okay. And just stick that on there. And by the way, not only can you score yikes! Not only can you score components from multi-pose, you can raid 1/35th scale kit figures because they also have pretty good components that are quite often compatible. There's lots of ones in my box there that were from 1/35th scale figures that are very comparable, like backpacks and pouches and stuff like that, and gear. So just make sure it's on there. God! See, it can be tricky. Tricky dicky. There we go. Good enough. Okay, this guy here, I want to like put. I want a couple of the pouches that I cut off. I'm gonna scratch that up, and then I'm gonna take that pouch, turn it around, and scratch up the pouch. Aye, scratch up the pouch. Look at that. See, I cut my nail. You see that? Frick. Okay, good enough. Let's put a nice glob of evil glue and put it on the man. Nice. See, that'll hide that parting line. And in a few minutes, that'll be invisible. Gugh. Gook. Get it in there. What the hell is this? Okay. Yep. Look at that. Hide the parting line. Or the crack line. No one will know. No one will judge you. Hey, get in there. Ooh, hey. Okay, you know what? Good enough. Good enough, man. Good enough. When he's painted, you won't know the difference. Ah, you know what? He looks like crap here, too. So I'm just going to add another little thing. He's pouching it, man. He's, what do you call it? A sniper, so he's out there, so he has extra gear with him. Because he's lonely. Okay, get that on there. Gives a damn. There we go. Look at that. A thing of beauty. And last but not least, a kneeling grenade guy. So this looks like junk in here, so let's obscure that a little bit by utilizing the tricks. Okay, so right off the bat, we want to put a pouch there in the front to draw attention away from the shenanigans. Okay, so we'll just do this for the hell of it. We'll score it. Yes, score it. And then drippity drip. Ooh, look at that. See? You learn. Remember, guys, this is the Plastic General workshop. We're not here to be entertained. We're here to learn. To learn to be smart. Cut that up. Get that in there. Let's give this guy a canteen, because it looks like crap back here. There we go. Look at that. Good. And let's get an ammo belt on this parting line here. Okay. Oh, we've got a nice green one here. Look at that. Ho, 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 ho. The world will never have known. There we go. Look. It's beautiful! So here they are. All 4 poses, and the glue is dry. So now all I have to do is take them downstairs and paint them. And I think they turned out pretty good. Not bad. Okay, so here they are, primed. So I have my kneeling sharpshooter and my guy kneeling firing a Thompson. I think they turned out good, pretty good, not bad, good enough. You see how I put the gear and stuff along the parting lines? They turned out. Then conversions 3 and 4. Throwing grenade and then firing rifle from mid-chest. Again, turned out pretty good. And then, you know, like after the video stopped, I got an itch and I just didn't have the damn time. So I said, that's it. I'm going to do another one. So I made a radio guy kneeling. And I even gave him a little radio and put on some extra packets and stuff on him. And then I said, what the hell? And I made a guy standing with both feet on the ground, throwing 2 grenades, 1 grenade in each hand. And so there they are. 2 sporadic and spontaneous conversions. There you go, guys. These are my reinforcements of Mars 132 scale U.S. Winter Long Coat Infantry. These are all 6 of these are conversions. As you can see, they weren't really that hard to do. You can do them, man, and just be creative. Cut them at the waistline and add on the gear. So that'll be all for this episode. But man, oh man, for the next workshop episode, I have something absolutely crazy to show you. And I think you're going to flip for that one. And very soon I'll have a brand new episode of The Plastic General. A proper episode. And I'm going to be covering something really exciting. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Plastic General Workshop. Got lots of cool projects that I'm going to show you how to do in the future. And also check out the School of Plastics so you can hear me rant about how this hobby could be better or some great ideas that we should implement. But don't worry, I got a brand new episode of the Plastic General. It'll be episode 37. It's going to be B-17s battling over Europe. I'm building some incredible sets, and it's going to be awesome. And also, if you like the show, support us on Patreon, like $2 a month, $5 a month. It keeps the show going, and besides, I can upgrade this horrible camera. So, my name is Christian Aldo. I'm the Plastic General. Long live 132 World War II. Till next time.